After losing to the Ukrainian twice in a row, Tyson Fury's long-standing feud with Alexander Usyk has escalated to the point where the Gypsy King is now demanding a trilogy battle. Fury, who is renowned for his powerful physique and mental toughness, has stated unequivocally that he will not stop until he wins the third fight against Usyk. He maintains that the two defeats were tainted by what he believes to be biased rulings, and he asserts that Usyk would have graciously conceded defeat if he had actually won any of the two bouts. But Fury contends that the way things turned out forces him to call for a third fight, which he feels will make one for the wrongs of the past. Fury's case for a trilogy is based on his perception that he was robbed in both of their meetings, with many people feeling that the choices didn't fairly represent his performance. Following the second defeat to Usyk on December 21, 2024, his frustrations were evident. Fury maintained that he would have won with ease if he had been given a fair shot. "He won't even want a trilogy after what I'm going to do to him on Saturday night," Fury said, highlighting his unwavering desire for a decisive third fight. He even asserted that since every great boxing rivalry includes a trilogy, the trilogy was required. However, given that Usyk has previously defeated Fury twice, many boxing fans believe that Fury is clinging to thin air. It would appear like Fury is merely positioning himself for another defeat if Usyk accepts a third fight, which may further harm his record and image. Tyson Fury is sure that the trilogy is his only chance to establish his point, despite the opinions of some fans and commentators who think he might be better off going on and accepting the losses. The possibility of a trilogy was much anticipated before to their rematch. Fury has always insisted that he would defeat Usyk because of his instincts and need for vengeance. But following the second bout, Fury's uncertainties and annoyances were clear. Usyk was left to rejoice after he bounded out of the ring. When asked about his future, Fury, who had seen the scorecards and didn't agree with the outcome, said in a cryptic way, "You might see me fight again, you might not." It was unclear if Fury was thinking about retiring or if he was referring to the prospect of a third bout with Usyk. Frank Warren, Fury's promoter, discussed the possibility of a trilogy in an interview with Boxing King Media, asserting that a third bout was in fact possible. Warren did clarify, though, that a third bout would only take place if Fury prevailed in the next rematch. This gives Fury complete control over the trilogy's future. In the boxing world, a huge draw is certain if he prevails, since desire for the third bout will only rise. However, if Usyk prevails, Fury might consider pursuing other goals, including a fight with Anthony Joshua or other opponents. Even Fury stated that he would only entertain a third bout with Usyk if he prevailed in the rematch. A third fight would be contingent solely on the result of their next battle, he stressed, and there was no such contractual duty for a trilogy. Despite his statements, it is still unclear if Usyk would consent to the trilogy, particularly considering that he is presently 2 fights ahead of Fury. When many boxing professionals and fans expected Fury's desire for vengeance to lead him to an unexpected victory against Usyk, the notion of a trilogy was initially raised. Nevertheless, some have questioned if Fury is prepared for a third fight. The possible damage that a third defeat could do to Fury's record and legacy is one of the main points of dispute. Fury is without a doubt one of the most gifted fighters of his generation, but his reputation can suffer a great deal if he loses to the same opponent 3 times. Anthony Joshua, Fury's opponent, has been keeping an eye on a possible bout with the Gypsy King in the interim. The thirst for a bout between the two British heavyweights was only increased by Fury's loss to Usyk. Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn has stated unequivocally that the most anticipated fight in British boxing right now is a Fury-Joshua bout. Joshua has emerged as the obvious next opponent after Usyk crushed Fury's hopes of becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion. Many people now believe that this possible bout, which has been touted for years, is what Fury and Joshua should do next. Hearn thinks the greatest fight in British boxing history would be between Fury and Joshua. Fury must address the continuing problem with Usyk before any discussion of a fight with Joshua can be resolved. Joshua's future is still up in the air, but many fans and commentators believe that a battle between Fury and Joshua might be among the most thrilling in recent memory. Fury stated in his post-fight remarks that he felt he had been unfairly assessed in both of his meetings with Usyk. According to Fury, he had been the more aggressive in the two fights, taking blows to the head and body. The scorecard showed Fury losing by a score of 116 minus 112, and he was clearly frustrated. Even though Fury acknowledged that he had failed to get the knockout, he believed that his performance was good enough to win. Fury declared, "I thought I won that fight. I'm going home with 2 losses on my record, even though I thought I won both fights." His resentment was evident as he found it difficult to accept the choices. During his post-fight interview, Usyk, who had just defeated Fury once more, maintained his composure. In addition to thanking his supporters, the Ukrainian champion dedicated the win to his mother, who had been concerned about his health during the contest. Usyk also discussed his future plans, saying that before deciding what to do next, he wanted to relax and spend time with his family. In response to a question concerning a possible third battle with Fury, Usyk said he would be amenable to it, but only in the correct situation. For now, he is concentrating on celebrating his win and spending time with his loved ones. It's unclear if Usyk will consent to the fight, even if Fury has demanded a trilogy. The fact that Usyk has a significant advantage against Fury makes the possibility of a third fight even more difficult. Usyk's undefeated record would be at stake, and Fury would have everything to lose if the two warriors faced off a third time. This demonstrates that Usyk is in a stronger position to negotiate a trilogy. For the time being, Fury has stated unequivocally that the impending rematch with Usyk is essential to his immediate future. He will probably receive the trilogy he so desperately desires if he wins. Otherwise, he could have to turn his attention to other possible fights, like one with Joshua. There is no doubt that the Gypsy King's boxing career is still very much in doubt. Only time will tell if he can exact revenge for his defeats by Usyk and establish himself as a heavyweight champion. Daniel Dubois, meantime, has joined the battle and demanded a rematch with Usyk after interfering with the Ukrainian's victory speech in Riyadh. Clearly upset by the outcome, Dubois, who had lost to Usyk in a prior fight, requested a chance to exact revenge. After defeating Fury, Usyk responded tactfully to the suggestion, saying he was amenable to the notion, but would need time to recuperate before thinking about his future. The pressure for a rematch has increased, but Usyk has remained composed and goal-focused despite Dubois's interruptions. As the boxing community continues to make predictions about these heavyweight titans' futures, it is evident that Usyk and Fury's battle is far from done. It is unclear whether the third bout will actually happen, but one thing is for sure: heavyweight boxing has a bright future ahead of it. Fans will have to wait and see how the story plays out for the time being, with Fury and Usyk at its core.